evening. Being past the hour of 7 o'clock on April 5th, 2010, I will call the meeting to order. If I could ask the Chairman of the Board of Selectmen to lead us in the pledge. Mr. Messeri.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I have some housekeeping matters. First of all registered voters need to be seated in order for their votes to be counted. Registered voters would be wearing a red ribbon. All guests will be wearing a black ribbon. Town boards and committees and department heads can sit in the first 2 rows in the center section. All visitors can sit to my right. The tellers for this evening are counting to my right. In the front section will be Chuck Ferrucci. Counting the center section will be Ed McGrath. And counting to my left, Mr. Brad Jones Sr. I would ask that everyone please turn off their cell phones so that we do not get interrupted. There are available out front copies of the annual town report. That's the blue book. And if you don't have one, there are town warrants available out front as well. We have a motion to admit. Mr. Messeri.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the following persons be admitted to the meeting. Greg Valley, Town Administrator; Joe Tassoni, Finance Director; Darren Klein, Town Council; Bob Turos, Transcripts and Freedom of the Floor; Carol Dufro, Town Clerk's Office and Freedom of the Floor; Robert Carboni, NORCAM Inc.; Maureen Stevens, Parks and Recreation; Richard Carnival, DPW; Mary Ann McKay, Treasurer Collector; Alina Minton, Library Director; Allison Olson, Town Human Resources; and Jean Torres, Town Information Technology; Jennifer O'Leary, Youth Services; Al Walker, resident of Flash Road; Ed Nolan, Police Department; Keith Mandel, Superintendent of Schools; Heidi Griffin, Planning Administrator; Susan Magner, Veterans; Ian First, 52 Lakeside Boulevard; Julian Rawl, 38 Hickory Lane; Bruno D. Piccolorio, 25 Popular Tourists, 25 AM Popular Tourists. Terrace. Jim Tay Miles, 75 Burroughs Road, and Jinko Quay Cash, 75 Burroughs Road.
We have the motion to admit. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. while we're waiting for the visitors to be seated, the reason I delayed the start of the meeting was, in order to conduct the business of the special town meeting, we do need a quorum of 150 voters. At this time, we have 126 registered voters, so we are going to not take up the business of the special. If we do not reach 150 registered voters, we cannot take up the business of the special town meeting tonight. Mr. Messeri would like a moment to address the body. Mr. Messeri.
I would ask everybody to take a moment of silence for Faye Ingraham, who was our town assessor, passed away just a couple of weeks ago. A moment of silence for Faye. She did a fantastic job for us, and she will be sadly missed.
Thank you. Just before we go to the motion to dispense with the reading of the warrant, we have a member of the school committee who's at her last town meeting as a member of the school committee anyway. After 15 years on the school committee, Maureen Barker has chosen not to seek re-election. So I'd like to recognize Maureen for her 15 years of service to the school committee and many, many other years of service to the community. Maureen, thank you.
Mr. Moderator, I move to dispense with the reading of the warrant and to refer to the articles by number, and further to dispense with the reading of the return of service by the constable.
We have the motion, discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous? Article 1, Mr. Messeri.
Mr. Moderator, I move to authorize the Board of Selectmen to choose all necessary town offices not elected by ballot and to determine what instructions shall be given.
We have the motion. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous? Article 2, Mr. Messeri.
Mr. Moderator, I move to accept the printed town report for the year 2009 as the report of town offices and committees, and to hear other reports as may be presented at this meeting.
I know we have at least 2 reports to be given at the meeting. The first report, Mr. Ed McGrath, of the Recycling Committee. Mr. McGrath.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Ed McGrath, 8 Laurel Road, Chairman of the Recycling Committee. I'm going to be very brief tonight. Not that I'm usually long-winded when I come up here, but I'm only going to be brief. I just wanted to give a quick report that the town this fiscal year, is currently recycling at the rate of 23.8%. And through the end of through February, I do not have the March numbers, we've avoided $69,000 in tipping fees at the incinerator that is due to the diversion of recyclable materials into the recycling bins rather than the trash barrels. We do have room for growth, however. Paper recycling is at 16%. The EPA estimates that paper makes up approximately 31% of the waste stream. Some of you have heard me say this before. We've got to do better with paper. So we're asking you to check, pay attention to what you're throwing in the trash, and if it's paper, make sure it gets into the recycling bin. We have a chance to save additional funds. And this savings, basically what it does is helps hold down the cost of the trash bin. That without the recycling, that $69,000 would have to be made up from the trash bin. So we're trying to, that's how we can control the cost, you can control your costs there. Secondly, this Saturday, the Recycling Committee has been trying to do events. We have a special collection in June. We have household hazardous waste in the fall. And we're trying to get going on an annual spring cleanup. So this Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon at the North Reading Middle School, we're going to be doing electronic waste again. And we're going to be doing, we've invited back Bikes.com. So if you have an old bicycle that's taking up space, it's a choice between your car in the wintertime in the garage and those 3 bicycles your kids haven't ridden in 10 years, bring them down to the middle school on Saturday. Also, there will be a collection of cell phones, books, CDs, videos, clothing, and printer cartridges. We're trying to add a couple other items now before Saturday. We were unsuccessful in getting a shredding company to come on Saturday because this is a busy time of year, number one, with tax season. And with the recent storms, they are all busy working with FEMA. So we're looking to set something up at the June collection. I know the chairman of the board and selectmen would be happy to hear that having a shredding company coming in. And what that'll mean is you bring your bills, your credit statements, and you watch it and turn the confetti right before your very eyes. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. McGrath. The next report is a report of the school committee given by Cliff Bowers. Mr. Bowers.
We're breaking with a long tradition of not, I forgot how to get right there, right there. We're breaking with a long tradition now of not making a report, but we felt that it was important in these days to let you know what's happening in the schools. How do North Reading schools stack up with the 65th lowest in overall cost per pupil? We have 65th lowest of 355 Massachusetts schools, or 52nd lowest if you count those that are in the K through 12 that provide the whole segment of education. Our position has constantly risen in the last 3 years. We've been as low as 16, and now we're moving up. It isn't really that we've gone up so much as others have cut, and the grouping is very tight. As you can see on this slide, all of the blue dots are all of the communities, all the districts within the Commonwealth. We're in the red dot at 10,888 per pupil. Over on the right side, you can see all the regional schools. On the left side, the regular schools. And the statewide average is 13,060. So we're controlling costs. How well are we educating? Since education reform, Massachusetts and its localities have implemented hard-won reforms centered on our liberal arts-rich academic frameworks, leading the nation on national assessments and college entrance tests, and competing with the best nations in math and science. This is James Sturgis of the Pioneer Institute. If you look at 4th grade reading scores, Massachusetts is the only one in blue up there because it leads the entire country, and there's nobody close.